Hello, guys. How you doing? Yes, it's cup final day. You can see I've got my retro shirt on, my retro JVC. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. My retro. I bought this a few years ago at the Armory down outside the stadium. Here you go. I don't have the Adidas one. I wanted the Adidas one, but I'm gonna have to order that one of the one with the Adidas. But this is a shirt we were wearing, a replica of the shirt we were wearing when I first started supporting Arsenal. Like if you go back some videos, this is probably about maybe 2 years ago. I put up a video about how I first started supporting Arsenal. You can see it. You see it down the bottom of the pile. Just seek and you shall find. I might even do a follow up video to it because that was when I first set up the channel 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah. So how you all doing out there? Hope everyone's all right. Hope everyone's got some good sleep from last night to prepare for today. And usually on Saturday nights I go to bed very late because I play music. Sometimes I'm doing my set. Sometimes I play music at home as well. But last night I said, nah, I've got to get some rest for today. So I had a bit of an early night by my standards on a Saturday night. Don't forget to smash the like on the video, like, subscribe, leave your comments down below, share the videos of you guys. You guys have been sharing the videos, man. Thank you so much. And of course, you can hype the videos, I do believe as well. Doesn't cost anything for none of those actions, free of charge. As I'm talking to you, I'm sitting out the office watching Spurs against Nottingham Forest. It's 0-0 at the moment. I was also watching the other game, which is Aston Villa against West Ham. At the moment, Villa are winning 1-0, if you want to know, against Aston Villa. John McGinn scored a cracking goal from a free kick. It wasn't directly from a free kick. It was passed out to him, and he's bent it in. What a goal that was. So I'm flicking between the two games at the moment. You know, after those two games, at 4:30, it's our game against Manchester City. And I must say, I'm usually very, very nervous for games like this, but I'm not so nervous. I don't know why. And normally when I'm not nervous, Arsenal normally win. So that could be a good sign. If you might see me sipping some tea because I'm having my tea as well as I'm talking to you. And that's nice herbal tea there. Green herbal tea without the milk. Beautiful. And so, yeah, we've not won this trophy since I was at school. The last time we won when we won it first, it was called the Coca-Cola Cup. So this was 1993, and I remember we won two cups that year. We won both the FA Cup and this cup, what we're playing in the final of later, the League Cup. I always call it the League Cup, but it's got many sponsors. Because even before that, it was called the Littlewoods Cup. You know, it was also called a Milk Cup around early 80s. It's been going since 1960. And Arsenal have won it twice. Liverpool, I think, have won it the most times. I think Liverpool have won it 9 times or 10 times. City have won it quite a lot of times. So too have United. Those three clubs have won it the most. And I think afterwards you got the likes of maybe Spurs and Chelsea. You know, Arsenal have won it twice. So it'd be nice to get another one. I think for it to be going since 1960, so that's 66 years it's been going. And for Arsenal to have won it twice is a bit poor. But we've been in many finals. We've been in the final in 1969 against Swindon when we lost. Couldn't believe that when I read about that years ago. And that was around the time we were winning trophies. We were winning 2 years before we did our first double, domestic double of the FA Cup and the title. That was a year before we won our first European trophy, the European Fairs Cup, which has now been abolished. We got into another final in 1988. I do remember that game. I remember we called that the Gus Caesar final because he made some mistakes in that game. I think he gave away a penalty as well. And Luton Town won their first and only major trophy that year. What year of shocks 1988 was? Because that was 1988. And also, that was the same year that Wimbledon beat Liverpool in the FA Cup final at Wembley, 1988. And that great Liverpool side. We didn't lose many games with the likes of John Barnes and John Aldridge and Stevie Nicol, Steve McMahon, Peter Beardsley. What a team they had. They were a very, very good side. But Wimbledon, the crazy guy, beat them that year in the FA Cup final. But now we're talking about this, the League Cup. Arsenal have won it for 33 years. We beat Sheffield Wednesday in the final, 1993. And we also beat them. It was 2-1 in the final, 1993. They scored the first goal, and then we came back and beat them 2-1. And I remember Ian Wright playing in that final also the late great Kevin Campbell, God rest his soul, played in that final as well. And I remember that was when Steve Morrow scored in injury time, and Tony Adams in celebration had him on his back, and then he threw him off unintentionally. No, unintentional. It was unintentional, and he threw him off his back, and then he dislocated his shoulder, and he was out for a long time. He was out for months after that. Steve Morrow, a Northern Ireland defender who played for both Northern Ireland and Arsenal. It was an average player. It wasn't a great player, but it was a bit of a sort of player, like a utility player, because he could play at left back as well as he could play in midfield. And George Graham used to use him in those two positions. And after that bit of a fast by Tony Adams, our captain, when he threw him with his back in celebration, he didn't play much for us after that. But he's a bit of what we call a bit of an average player, but he scored that good goal for us, a vital goal for us in the dying minutes of that game to for us to win. I think it was I think it went to extra time. It was 1-1, and then I think then he scored in the dying minutes of extra time, if I do remember correctly. So yeah, and man, that was a final and a half. I thought we were going to lose it, but we came back strongly. I remember. I think John Harkes, the American international. For those of you who don't know who John Harkes is, just Google him. He played for America, and he played for Sheffield Wednesday. He had a good shot on him, and that was a good shot. And David Seaman, I thought David Seaman could have got to that ball, that shot, but he went past him. I think maybe it was the ferocity of the shot would beat David Seaman. But anyway, we won the game, and then we beat them in the final afterwards of the FA Cup. About another, I think that was the following month, because that was April. I remember the final was April, and then the following month, and then May, we beat them again, this time in the FA Cup final. I remember it was a replay. The first game was 1-1, and I remember Wrighty scoring, and then they equalised. And then we played them in a replay, and then Andy Linnigan scored another late goal for us in the dying minutes of, I think it went to injury time as well. Not injury time, sorry, extra time. So we struggled to beat, but at that time, Sheffield Wednesday were a very good side. They were a very, very good side. They had some very good players playing for them, and we were good, but George Graham stopped playing that possession football, and he was playing mostly defensive football at that time. And then our midfield was very, very. I seem to remember the other player we had in our midfield at that time was Paul Merson. Most of our midfielders were average, were workmanlike. And then when George, a year or two, a few years later, and then when Arsene Wenger came in, we went back to, we started playing expansive football. But anyway, we'll talk about why George Graham went from that type of football. Went from possession-based football to that type of football another time, because we're talking about this game today here now. I hope I haven't lost you guys. I'm sure you guys can work out where I'm going. So I don't want to get too sidetracked in that. That was 33 years ago. So now we're here in 2026, May the 22nd. And before I forget, I want to say a big shout out to reggae icon, reggae legend, Mr. Ken Booth. For those of you who don't know who Ken Booth is, that song called Everything I Own was a big number one song. You hear it on all the radio stations. It was the big number one song for the reggae icon Ken Booth. It's his birthday today, so he's going to be 78. He's 78 today. So I want to say more life to Ken Booth. Big of himself, sir. He's recently gone blind as well, Ken Booth, and he's in a wheelchair. I don't think he can walk, but he's in a wheelchair because of his blindness. So as not to get lost and stuff. So he's in the wheel. Last time I saw him, he picked up a Reggae International Awards about a month ago, and I see Remain Virgo, one of the current reggae stalwarts, push him in a wheelchair. And so I want to say big shout out to the icon that is Ken Booth. I was privileged to see him in the flesh in a concert some years ago down at Hammersmith Apollo about 2001, and he was there, and with Freddie McGregor and John Holt, late great, another icon who passed away, John Holt. But Ken Booth is 78 today, so big up Ken Booth. If anyone who loves Ken Booth is seeing this, big up yourselves. Yeah, so we've got to win this game. I remember the last time we played against City, last time we got to a final, we played City, 2018. And I remember that day feeling so depressed because we got battered. We absolutely got battered that day. I mean, just a minute. We got battered that day. I seem to remember that it was Arsene Wenger's one of his last games for Arsenal because he was leaving that summer, and we got to the final of the League Cup, and I thought the players, knowing that he was leaving, I thought the players should have played out their skins to make sure that he left with a trophy. And also the fact that he never won this trophy before. He won the other two domestic trophies, the Premier League and the FA Cup. But he never won the Carabao. It wasn't called the Carabao Cup at that time, I don't think. It was called something else. Maybe, what was it called at that time? I don't think it was called the Carabao Cup, was it? I don't think so. Anyway, they should have won this trophy and to see him off, but they didn't. And then they allowed City. We allowed City to batter us 3-0. Even though City were very good, I still thought we could have won that. We could have set up but because Wenger wasn't the best defensive coach. He wasn't the best defensive coach. I think Arteta's better than him in defence in terms of setting up a defence, but in terms of expansive football and attacking football with fluidity, Arsene Wenger's a boss. He's better than maybe only bar Alex, and even I would say he's even better than Sir Alex Ferguson as well. Because some of the expansive football we played under him was really, it was just it was not seen before. It was unprecedented, in my opinion. And so we need to get revenge. I thought I saw something. I thought I saw Tony Adams doing a post. He was being interviewed by somebody a couple of days ago, and he was saying that we need to get revenge for 2018. So I'm going to go along with our captain, our legendary captain, Tony Adams. Yes, we're going to get a revenge on them for 2018. But I don't know because people keep asking me what I think the score will be, and I keep changing from 1-0 to Arsenal to 2-1 to Arsenal. There was even a time I was saying that I think City might beat us by the odd goal. So they'll beat us by either by 1-0 to 0 or 2-1. But some people I know are saying that there'll be a lot of goals. I don't think there'll be a lot of goals because of how Arsenal defend. We defend so well. But if anybody could breach us, it could be City, Ireland especially, because he's got a good record against us. And I'm hoping that he doesn't decide to play today because he does always seem to love to do it against Arsenal. I'm hoping that today we can lock him down. If Turkey plays, lock down Turkey. The thing is, City are not as fearful as they used to be because they used to have KDB. And KDB was the orchestra. He was always the guy who got the most of their moves going, set goals up, can score goals as well. I remember that game against Wolverhampton Wanderers about 4 or 5 years ago when he scored a hat-trick down at Molineux. I couldn't believe that. For a midfielder to score a hat-trick away from home, that was saying something. So they've lost that. They lost Gundogan's calmness and dictatorship in the midfield. He's like the conductor, isn't he? Of the orchestra. They're missing two great players we'd have had before. They've still got Rodri there, but Rodri's more of an anchor man. But Rodri's not the player he was when he won the Ballon d'Or 3 years ago. And that injury is taking something off him. He looks a yard off the pace. And Arsenal, as you know, I'll go for nigga one hand. I told you, you guys know how it goes down there. We ain't got a proper setup at the moment. We're working on it. But you never know. Maybe if we win this game, I might try and do a live. But the guys in the background are working to get us to start doing some lives because the people want it, to kind of like dispose a bit of curiosity because you want to see what really, see us live and always doing videos. We need to start going live now. But I don't know, we're going to fix that. So here's my team. I'm going to pull up a team today, what I think the team will be. And what I'll do, I'll come back a bit later of confirmed teams because I'm not going to wait for them to put the team out just yet. But I think you'll go with the team like this, what I put up here now. I put it up from before, but I'll mention it now. So when you watch the stream back, you see that it's there from the start. And then I start talking about it on about 40 minutes, but you see from there. So you see that I put up the team from about the 4th minute or the 3rd minute of this stream. So, that's the team I think he will play. But the confirmed teams I'll pull up. If I get the chance, guys, when I come back a bit later, I'll pull it back up again. When I do after, maybe you might see it during the game because our thing is running so here at the moment, but we're working to upgrade it. So, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna go. Everyone, a lot of people are going 2-1 to Arsenal. Some are even going 3-1. I'm gonna go. This is one. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to jinx anything, but we need to win a trophy. Man City have won a lot of trophies in the 6 years that we haven't won anything. Man City have won a lot of trophies, and so we need to win it. We haven't won this for 33 years, like I said, since I was at school. We last won this, and it's time that we win this. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Ooh, I want to say 1-0, but I think we might. I think that we might be more than one goal, and I think City will score. That's the thing. I think City will score. Uh, so I'm gonna go. Can we score 3 goals? I'm not sure. We can, but will we though? Three. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. Because as somebody said, and it's a very correct point as well. Forest have just scored, by the way. So I'm watching the screens over there. Behind, you can't see because I'm over here and the screen is over there. The office, and this is where we do a lot of our content and lives and everything and stuff. So yeah, so Forest have just scored against Spurs. It looks like it's I can't see who scored. They're showing Tudor, the Spurs manager, and I look like it might be who scored that, and it's down, so I can't hear it because I put it on mute so that you can hear us. I think it's Gibbs White. I think Gibbs White scored. It looks like it's either Gibbs White or maybe Anderson. You know that midfielder, the one that everyone is talking about, saying that he's going to get his big move. It's a good header I think it's for a cross, or is it a corner? Good header. What a goal. No. Oh, it's the Brazilian striker. Igor Jesus. Yeah, Igor Jesus. Yeah, the Brazilian striker. Yeah, with the Mohican. Yeah, he's just scored. Yeah, I see it now. They showed him celebrating from the air. Igor Jesus has just scored for Forest. 1-0 at Spurs. Spurs lose this, it's looking techie for them. But anyway, guys, stop talking about Spurs. Yeah, but it's live in the moment, so you know. The guy said behind me, stop talking about Spurs. My mate, my colleague over there, he can't see him. He's over there. Well, John, that's not your team, is it? No, we all support Arsenal here, apart from one guy who supports Man United. But other than that, we're all gooners here. But yes, guys, yeah. So, one day you probably get to see the team when we settle down. You see who's not all of the guys, but some of the guys. I'll introduce you to some of them when everything is settled down. But yes, so like I was saying, yeah, we need to. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. All the games we've played, all the finals when we won it, we won 2-1. We won 2-1 when we won it for the first time in '87. Charlie Lickle scored those 2 goals against Liverpool after we were losing. We won it 2-1 against Sheffield Wednesday, yeah, in '93. And then if we win it again today, a lot of people are going for 2-1, and I'm thinking 2-1 as well. So every time we won it, the 3 times we win it, it could be 2-1 every time. So that might be an omen, But yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I'm going to go again. I'm not backing against my team. And even though City are dangerous, but it's not the City of old. We should be winning this. I think we're now the better team, so we should be winning this game. Get our first trophy for a while, and get the first trophy of the season under our belts, and then go and win the league, make it 2, and then possibly win the Champions League. This season, I want the Champions League, I want the Premier League, and I want the League Cup, the Carabao Cup today. I'm not so bothered about the FA Cup, because the FA Cup, we've won it so often. If you win the FA Cup as well, I'm not going to say now, am I? But the 3 I want are the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, I should say, or League Cup, Carabao Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League. If we win those 3, I'll be so happy. But if we win the FA Cup with it, I'll be like over the moon, as they say. So guys, you take care if you're going to Wembley. I was trying to get a ticket, but I couldn't get a ticket. So you take care of yourselves. And if we get to the FA Cup final, I might be able to go and I might be able to get a ticket, because I've got somebody who can give me a ticket for that game, and I might do the stream from outside of Wembley. But I couldn't go today. I couldn't go because I just couldn't get a ticket. You look after yourselves and each other, as I always say. Be safe, be warm. It's still a bit nippy out there. I was out there yesterday, actually. It was quite nippy yesterday. So keep yourself warm, keep yourself respectable, show love and show respect to others. If there's any trouble around, you know what to do. Call the cops, call the authorities. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you're going to enjoy an Arsenal win. As I said, I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. Whatever you think the scores will be, guys, put it in the comment section, please, down below. And we'll see, yeah? Hopefully we'll win. I've been praying for years on this, and We've got to start winning trophies now. The next 4 or 5 years, I want us to win a lot of trophies, you know. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon, yeah? And we don't want no bookings, no red cards. We don't want to play into City's hands. And the last time, we've only played City once this season. They came and parked the bus at the Emirates and they got a 1-1 draw. We should have won that game, but we didn't. A lot of teams are beating City left, right, and centre. Spurs always seem to beat them, which is unbelievable. But I want us to beat them. It'd be nice if we could beat them at 2 or 3-0. But I'm not sure if we can do that because when we attack and we defend a lot, I think 2-1 is just about the right score for us. But if you never know, they might surprise us and go nap and score a few goals and batter them. And that would be very good for us. And that will also give us that psychology. It'll help us from a psychological. I can't pronounce my words at the moment. That will help us from a psychological. That's it, Chrissy. A psychological point of view. I did go to university, so I should know this. That will help us from a psychological point of view. Also, to go on to win the Premier League and to, of course, win the Champions League and possibly even the FA Cup. That would be a quadruple. So a lot of people saying that we could win the quad. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. A treble is enough for me, mate. A triple, including the Champions League and the Premier League. Yeah. So, but we're in the final now, so we're not going to run away from this. So we're going to go there, just win the game, win the trophy, finish the league, go for the Champions League, and I'm happy. Even if we lose the FA Cup, because we won it the most times, so I'm not bothered about the FA Cup. If we win it, of course I'm going to be happy. But I want the other three because we've not won one for 22 years, which is the Premier League. We've not won. The other one we've not won for 33 years, which is this we're playing tonight, the Carabao. And then the other one we've never won it in our history. The biggest club in the world never to won this trophy, never to won the Champions League. So I want to win those three competitions. The FA Cup, we won it 6 years ago, but we've won it 14 times. Nobody comes close to us. I think it's Man United in the next one, 12. Yeah. But you know what I mean? But anyway, guys, you look after yourselves. Love you all very, very much. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep hyping. And keep leaving your comments down below. Don't forget, all of those actions are absolutely free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. We're trying to get to our first 1,000. I would like to get to my first 1,000 before the end of this year. So we've got a lot of months to go. We've got 9 months to try and get to 1,000. And I suppose when we do our live streams and when we do our live watch-alongs, it will help us to grow the channel. Guys, love you all. Take care. Adios. Come on, you Gunners!